10 signs you are spiritually gifted. Having an intuitive nature or being spiritually gifted is often passed down through generations. If you feel that you have a sixth sense, or some call you an old soul, then it could be a gift that is passed to you from your ancestors. Many people get feelings or sensations that they believe is bizarre or out of this world. Perhaps something supernatural is trying to communicate. Divine intervention is something that many people experience frequently, but does it mean that you are spiritually gifted? If you feel that you have unique gifts to communicate with the spiritual world, then you need to open yourself and allow the channeling to occur. The longer you prolong the acceptance that you are spiritually gifted, the harder it can make your life. Signs of being spiritually gifted. Perhaps you are on the fence about whether you have an intuitive side or if you have a gift in dealing with the spiritual realm. Well, here are 10 things that may happen to you when you have a spiritually gifted nature. 1. Visions. Some say it's daydreaming, but visions are dreams that you have when you are wide awake. It can be something random that pops into your mind that makes you feel uncomfortable. For instance, you may envision a car accident with your loved one. One way that the spirit world will communicate with you is through premonitions and visions. These little films play in your mind or visual field to warn you of danger. It could be your spirit guide is trying to tell you to avoid traveling or to warn your loved one before they get into a car. The beauty of these visions is though while they may be uncomfortable to see, they are almost always meant to help you or someone you love to avoid danger. 2. Vivid dreams. Do you dream a lot at night? Dreams are another way that the spirit world can easily connect with you. Spiritual experts say that you are the most vulnerable when you are asleep. Thus, it's easy for the spirit world to communicate. A lady once dreamed that her father was dying. The dream was very descriptive, and it felt surreal that she was shaken. She awoke at 2 a.m. to a phone call telling her that her father had just passed. Was the spirit world trying to warn her? Perhaps she could sense his spirit leaving this world in her dream. Dreams are always open to interpretation. However, if you get messages while you are asleep, then you should write them down and investigate their meaning. 3. You awaken during the most spiritual hour. Did you know that between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. each morning is when the veil between the spirit world and the natural world is the thinnest? It means that you can easily connect with spirit during this time. If you thought that it was your small bladder waking you up at the same time, you might need to investigate. Waking up at this time is often to mean that the spirit world was trying to tell you something, and you are spiritually gifted enough to receive it. You need to learn how to receive messages during this time. The next time it happens, sit up and hear what the spirit is trying to say to you. The message may be of vital importance. 4. Synchronicity. You've probably heard that death, among other things, always comes in threes. These trends are possibly spiritually based. It's called synchronicity, and it goes beyond death. What if you had dreams, visions, and constant thoughts about a person? It could be that the spirit world is wanting you to reach out to this person to help. A girl once dreamed about her ex-boyfriend from high school dying in a horrific car crash. She accidentally ran into him in a bookstore not long after that occurrence, but she didn't mention the dream. Then, he suddenly popped up on her suggested friend list on Facebook, which she accepted. 2 weeks after the encounters, she saw a post that his car ran off the road during a snowstorm, and he perished. Perhaps the spirit world was trying to tell her to connect with him, warn him, or make peace with their past. 5. Hearing guiding voices. Do you hear things that no one else does? Do you ask someone a question and seem to know the answer before they speak? You should listen to spiritual voices when they are trying to communicate with you. They may pop into your mind, speak to your heart, or you may hear them audibly. Regardless of how the messages come to you, you must be receptive to open communication. These voices can mean you're spiritually gifted, and the spirits want to help support you. 6. Experience random emotions. You may have sensations and emotional outbursts that are not yours. It can be someone else's sensations channeling through you. It may sound a bit far-fetched, but it happens all the time. A story stated that a woman was driving on I-10 in Florida and was about to pass a semi-truck. Every time she got close to the truck, she felt scared, even terrified. She was so anxious that she felt as if they would shoot her. She knew that she was spiritually gifted, but she wasn't sure if the spirit was trying to warn her about danger or she was channeling the energy of others. She quickly learned she was an empath. The experience was so uncomfortable that she couldn't get it out of her mind. She found out later that her brother's wife had been kidnapped and was held at gunpoint in Los Angeles. She knew that the emotions she was feeling were that of her sister-in-law. Her sixth sense allowed her to feel these sensations to pray for her family. 7. Night terrors. It's often thought that children are the recipients of night terrors because they have irrational fears and are natural empaths. However, some experts say that the reason why children experience these dreams is that they are so sensitive to the spirit realm. Have you ever heard of the delta and theta state? When an adult that is spiritually gifted enters this state, they can see things beyond the normal scope. If a spirit is trying to communicate with you but is not getting your attention, then nightmares are another way to communicate. Remember, they will do anything they can to get your attention, even if it means waking you up at night in a panic. 8. Prickly sensations. Have you had a tingling sensation when someone tells you something amazing? Some call them tickling vibrations or tingles. However, sometimes you feel so excited inside that you want to dance with glee. Tingling sensations can be magical, some even describe them as miraculous. These phenomena are just spirit confirming or communicating with you in another way. 9. Pressure around the third eye. Most people know where the third eye is located. Have you ever felt a pressure in this area right between your eyebrows? Spiritual experts say that clairvoyant people can often receive messages when they feel these pangs in this area. Additionally, other individuals say that they can see another person's chakra colors when they open their third eye. Doing some spiritual exercises can help you to open and close this extraordinary vision with ease. 10. Discernment and being spiritually gifted. People who have discernment can tell you things present in the room that others can't see. For instance, they can recognize when an evil entity enters the room. Spirit will give you different feelings to acknowledge the presence. You may get a chill up your spine, or they may be able to see the entity visually. As you grow in your gifts and callings, you will soon be able to channel the spiritual world as it comes to you, but you also need to know when to close your third eye to get rest. All these things will come with time and practice. Keep connected to your old soul to stay spiritually gifted. Do you think you are intuitive? Have you experienced things that others don't see or hear? Do people call you an old soul? You can consciously welcome these spirits, or you can push them away. You must know that spirit is very assertive when it wants to get its point across. As you become more aware of things going on in the world most cannot see, you can grow your abilities. Remember, to strengthen a muscle is you must use it often. You can enhance your abilities and learn how to channel the spirit world to help you and those around you. The most crucial step is to acknowledge that you have a gift and work ways to improve it so that it can intensify.